Good morning, team. How to implement data privacy criteria in SOC 2 and how many subparts are there explained with some examples. So today we will discuss. Basically, the privacy criteria in SOC 2 focus on how an organization collects, uses, retains, discloses, and disposes of personal information in accordance with the privacy commitments and policies. Privacy policies only if your organization handles personal informations, especially in a consumer facing context. So privacy criteria is optional as described in AICPA. Privacy criteria is applicable only if you are collecting, using, retains, discloses, and dispose of personal informations. So, as per AICPA, there are 9 privacy criteria. As per AICPA, or trust service criteria, which is applicable from P1.1 to P9.2, where number 1 is the privacy notice of privacy policies and practices provided to data subjects. P2 is choice and consent obtained before collecting and using personal informations. Collected limited to necessarily personal informations, uses, retentions, and a disposal aligned with privacy commitments. Access is granted to individuals to review, update, and correct their data. Disclosure of PI to third parties, how it is controlled and documented. Privacy commitments are enforced through monitoring and incident responses. P8 is quality and accuracy of personal information is maintained. And P9.1 and P9.2 is personal data is protected with proper security controls. So these are the certain sub-controls of the privacy criteria as mentioned in AICPA. Now the question is how to implement the privacy criteria. So I had a Excel sheet where column number A, B, C, D, E belongs to the our ideal standards, and column F, G, H onwards are the current existing controls in organization. So let's take one by one criteria. So P1.1, which is privacy criteria, focuses on public privacy policies, internal privacy policies, screenshot of PDF, consent, running records, website cookies, and third-party notices. These are the evidences examples. What are these? Evidences examples for public privacy is any web page that clearly outlines how PI is collected, how PI is, why it is collected, how it is stored, and data subjects right. So if any organization have a website and if they has clearly mentioned these outlines, then in the current controls they can mention that yes, it is implemented. Okay, and in column number G they can mention as, here they should mention as yes, it is implemented. Okay, and in column number G it is okay, gap, any gap is there, no gap is there, status is completed. Owner, for example, me as a owner, I would write my name, due date, and evidences locations. Second is internal privacy controls. In internal privacy controls, the evidence example you should produce a documented policy approved by management, communicated internally to employee or contractor. So you need to produce a policy who is approved by the management, communicated internally, right? How privacy policy is communicated internally. So if it's implemented, so I am assuming that no, it's not completed. Gap is there, yes, gap is there. Status is in progress, if you mention as in progress, right? So owner, for example me as a owner, due date when it's supposed to complete. For example, I'm mentioning as 20th August 2025. Evidence location, once it's completed, where you want to store the evidences, the link should be there. Okay, so this is how you can implement the privacy controls. Same here, training records, for example, what are the evidences? Evidences are the employees, especially those handling the PI, have been trained on privacy obligations and notice requirements. So evidence should be there that yes, employees has completed the training on the privacy obligations. So uh, if such type of courses are there in your organization, you can mention as yes, it's implemented. Gap is there, no gap is there, its a status is completed. uh, who is the owner? Me as the owner, for example, like this you need to complete. So like this guys, you need to complete all these policies like P1, P1, P2.0. P2.0 belongs to the consent, choice and consent, where the focus area are the consent management logs, privacy notice screens, consent policy document, audit logs, change records, third party vendors. P3 is mentioning as the collections, that how the things are collected. So these are the evidences examples, right? If this collection matches your approach, then accordingly you can fill the next steps. Next is okay, how you limit the privacy use, storage period and secure disposal. Here are the focuses areas with evidence as examples. You need to compare this ideal AICPA controls of SOC 2 with your existing controls and mention if there is any gap and accordingly provide the due date. Same here for P5, P6 as well, P7. So this is how you can do the things. So next is monitoring compliance with privacy policies. The entity monitors compliance with its privacy policies and procedures, and has procedures to address privacy related complaints and disputes. P 9.1 and 9.2 both are belongs to the complaints related. Focus area would be internal monitoring of privacy controls, how you handle the privacy complaints or disputes, auditing third party compliance if applicable, ongoing assessment of a privacy program effectiveness. Also, how you monitor plans, how you complaint logs, audit reports. P 9.2 is the enforcing privacy policy. The entity has procedures to address privacy related inquiries in complaints and disputes to ensure compliance with its privacy policies and procedures. Disciplinary actions, enforcement logs, HR policies example. So for your easiness, how to implement this privacy SOC 2, I will paste this complete control copies in the description. For your easiness, you can easily download and use for your uh, guidance purpose. In next video, we will discuss about how scope can be decided by the organization and who will decide the scope, either auditor or the service organization. And apart from this, many more questions we will discuss in the next video. This question I had received in my comment, and as per the subscriber request, I am wishing to prepare this questions in the next video. You can connect me to get the training on governance, risk and compliance, ISO 27001, TPRM, SOC 2, NIST, GDPR and TSEX. So this is all about the today's sessions, which is privacy control. So we had discussed what is the definitions part, how to implement the privacy, what is the focus area, and how to compare the ideal AI CPU SOC to privacy controls with respect to existing controls, and so on. And next topic would be scope, how to decide scope, and the training parts. I hope guys these videos helping you, and if you have any concern or you want to connect me one on one, or if you require the training on GRC 01 ISO TPR MSOC to NIST GDPR TSEX, you can connect with me by making a comments. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.